We don't have a specific fuel of focus. We really want to work with stakeholders to say, what is the best solution for the goal that you are trying to meet, which may or may not be the same as the goal that the fleet down the street is trying to meet, or that your city or your state is trying to meet, but what works for you.
We know that natural gas won't do everything, just like diesel won't do everything, just like a battery electric vehicle won't do everything. Each has their benefit, and each, of course, can play a part in moving the needle on the GHG side of things and on the overall emission side of things.
We look at the application first. We don't shoehorn technology in where it doesn't belong. We make sure that the truck can do the job, and we don't have to sacrifice operational capability to do the job.
We very much look at the application, we look at the geography, we look at the infrastructure, and then we work with the customer to understand what can they support, whether it's through routing changes, payload changes, or infrastructure support, and then we try to come up with a solution much more collaboratively than what we have in the past, where we just drop a simple diesel truck in and go.
You find a great partner, and a great partner that could offer you a vehicle that could do what you're doing in that vehicle. We partnered up with Windrose, and their trucks can go up to 420 miles, which is right there in our sweet spot. You know, we call it the Goldilocks zone here.
We evaluate what works from a business case perspective, whether it's BEV, ZEV, and how we can help our customers work towards reducing mileage as well as increasing utilization, maximizing routes. Where those things coexist, we're fully committed to those efforts.
The key for us is to make sure that regardless of the OEM, regardless of the drivetrain, regardless of the fuel, the vehicles are solving the need for the fleets.
I guess overall, when you compare diesel to whether it's battery electric or hydrogen fuel cell, is from a fleet perspective, it's the weight of the vehicle, right? The more the truck weighs, the less payload they can carry. So that's one of the challenges with this new technology right now, and that's what the OEs need to continue to work against to help, you know, bridge that gap, so to speak, between diesel and this new alternate technology.
And it also has to do with the willingness of truck operators to try out the technology and actually buy a fuel cell truck, right? So the adoption, the early adopters are our best friends because they take risk, and we want to help them and we want to be partners with them to make this a reality.
Technology keeps advancing. I think it's important to be not overly prescriptive on what works for certain businesses, and using the cleanest burning diesel technology out there and using different fuels that might work in that application, you could really start to achieve your carbon footprint reduction goals without making a bunch of unproven investments or investments that you're not sure of in the future will pay off or meet the TCO model of diesel.
Well, anytime we're looking at an alternative fuel, we obviously need to make sure that we can operate the Class 8 trucks at 63,500 kgs. And so we know whether things like electrical vehicles just aren't there yet, and the technology is not there, and the infrastructure is not there. So we look for those things in particular when we're looking at alternative fuels.
Things that don't get talked about enough about these hydrogen trucks, I think, is performance. Right? The trucks operate very, very well. They perform in the duty cycle. We've got 5 of these trucks. We've been operating them for almost a year. They operate very, very well. They got plenty of torque. They get up to speed. Haven't had any issues with performance at all, and they're quiet. The drivers love them.
I didn't know, but there's a lot of people that aren't aware of the range of the truck. So a lot of these brokers and shippers were kind of like skittish as to even wanting to be a part of that. And by us showing that we can run lanes from here to Shafter, just furthermore just showcases what we're truly capable of.
We see this as a great complementary solution to what we're doing with electrification, renewable natural gas, and other low carbon fuels, as all being a part of that broader decarbonization strategy.
The diesels, they're not going to go nowhere anytime soon. They're going to have their place. EV will have their place. Hydrogen will have their place.
It is not a generic fleet anymore. So it's really changed what we've had to work on and understand from an equipment planning standpoint, understanding the nature of the customer's business so we can get the right equipment to support that. Really puts a big challenge really on the equipment guys who, again, when I started, it was never easy, but it was a little simpler than it is today. And so it's just a great challenge for us to figure out what the business needs and ensure that we're getting the appropriate equipment to deliver.